Right, so yesterday, Monday, was an absolutely crazy day. I think it may have been the biggest P&L day I've had this year. I'm not sure. I mean, although it's been a huge year for P&L, I'm not sure if any particular day beat yesterday. But today, this morning, Tuesday morning in Europe, I was up again. I think we were up, right? So gold miners were up. Commodities. By the way, uranium, I've had quite a lot of profit in uranium. And sometimes like it doesn't get the credit it deserves. I sort of lump it in with gold and silver because that's like 90, 95% of my commodities portfolio. But uranium did pretty good yesterday, today, and some critical metals. But anyway, gold and silver were up nicely this morning, and then all of a sudden it starts to reverse. By the time pre-market is starting, by the time market opens, we just slump down. And it's just wild. It was like up several thousand, down several thousand in minutes, seconds maybe. And then anyway, by the end of today, and we had towards the end, we had some Trump. Because at the beginning it was like China's not going to retaliate, and then later it was back on by the close. Trump sort of said he's gonna, I'm not gonna, the gold and silver macro fundamentals don't depend on tariffs, especially on rumors of tariffs and reversals a couple of hours later. That's not how we want to trade. That's not how, multi-year investments are based. But point is, the P&L is just up and down crazy. Now I'm looking at the S&P here. The S&P, at some point, especially when the news breaks, everything goes down together. Then you start to see a bit of decoupling. Gold and silver had okay days. They ended up green, actually. And if you think about it, they were red at some point quite a lot. Silver was wild. Silver, honestly, I was watching it when it happened. Silver just had gaps in its market. A friend who's always trading silver. He sent me a screenshot. One of his brokers sent him a message saying silver's acting unusual. This is not YouTube, silver market manipulation. This is standard broker stuff, normal traders receiving these alerts. So there's some weird stuff going on. Now I'm looking at the S&P, right? It's bounced. Here's your little support, 653. If we close below that, boom, down we go, probably down to like low 600s to retest this breakout zone. I don't know. I don't think S&P really matters, but if we start to flush hard like this day, the miners will probably be red. You could have red days where the metals are green. And I say that to bring up gold and silver. Gold had in the end a green day. We were up stronger. We did go down quite a bit. In the end, it was kind of just slightly bullish. Still closed like almost 1%, fair enough. We almost hit 4,200 at one point, but bullish day in the end, right? Not bad. Silver up like three-quarters of a percent. It's pretty good. Silver, not a bad day. I know it's down 1 and 3/4 percentage points, but yesterday was absolutely obscene. Today we started to rock it up. I think it's 3% at the highs, like 53.5. That's crazy, right? Like way beyond 50. Then we had this big flush. Silver looked really weak, and at one point, I bring up the 3 minutes chart. Where is it? Here. I was watching this flush and then reversed. This is when like the market opens. Just crazy stuff. I had some crazy moments. I got into an accidental day trade on UUUU, the uranium stock. Accidentally bought like way more than I should have. And then I got out of that fat finger traded for a nice profit. But everything was sort of acting together at this point. But by the close, silver's down, but it's not really weak. This is not a very bearish candle. It retested, it held, and because gold also closed green, I'm not going to call this bearish. It's just sideways. This is a sideways day. It's a healthy sideways day, but silver's acting weird, right? You just gotta, and if we go down a bit, it's fine. You're supposed to come down after 50. You could just break out a little bit, suck in a few, late bulls or fake bulls, and then sort of wash them out and then go back up. If we retrace, 44, I don't know where it's going to come down to. I'll look at that once it becomes more obvious that we are going to retrace, but so far that's not the case. Sideways silver, up for gold. Let's look at the miners. GDX, not bad. Yesterday was a perfect candle closing at high of day and all that, but yesterday was very special. We went up crazy, especially in everything. So you're allowed to sort of have a sideways down day, which is what we've got. But -1% after a huge move, after really weak candles, pretty good. especially with the drama today, like absolute whipsaw with these tariff things. GDXJ, same thing, no gap fill. I expect more sideways, maybe retest this area. If we can close near it, then you can break out. Gap fill is pretty attractive stuff too, though. We're just gonna have to see. SIL, same thing, popped up a bit above there. That's quite nice. SIL, SILJ. So they're all kind of doing the same stuff, sort of hovering in the high sideways consolidation. And ultimately, I guess we're waiting for the metals. Do we go higher or are we going to come down? But the miners is strong. They're still strong despite the massive move. It's this tariff stuff, the markets, the direction of the markets do count. By the way, something I realized just before starting, I haven't looked at yields in ages. The 2 years all the way down here, this is pretty important stuff. The sort of 3.5 zone, you start to just close a little bit below, you could flush down a lot, which should, I mean, yields down, bonds up. That should move the market too. I don't know, 30 year, they're all kind of going down. Yields are going down. So, but then again, you had the Fed speaking also, it's all sort of dovish speak at the moment. So that's extra fuel for gold and silver. Everything is working for gold and silver. It's just we've gone up too much. I'm not going to go through the other metals. I want to stick to gold and silver, right? That's the bread and butter. Let's look at the portfolio. It's a little bit all over the place, some up, some down. Basically, sideways is the way I would call it. Newmont, though, very good. That was standout for me. New all-time high close, above 90. Very nice candle. I think it's got its earnings like next week or in 2 weeks. I think it's one of the first ones to kick it off. That all is this a run up towards that? I heard something yesterday. It's like their Q3, I don't know, that 2 quarters ago it was like 1 point something billion, 1.5, then it was 1.7. Now you're expecting 2 billion. I guess some of it's priced in, but very strong earnings. I think it's going to want to keep going up towards 100 before earnings comes out. Barrick has been weak, underperforming. Today was just okay. It wasn't great, wasn't bad, it wasn't red. And now it's sort of trying to stabilize here above the support around 33, just below 33, 32.5. Okay day for Barrick. Needs to go back up though, but you know, it doesn't want to. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take the metals going high, but how much can you ask from the metals? They've done just everything they can. Ignico, good stuff. Good stuff. I'd say outperformed GDX a little bit. So good. That's what it does. That's what's written on the tin, right? That's what it does. Pan American Silver. Oh, what did I do that? Pan American Silver was weak actually. What am I doing here? So that was down like almost 3% or something, if I remember. Filling the gap, it filled the gap. That's what GDX and the other ETFs might want to do if we have any weakness tomorrow. But yeah, it's sort of just wanted to fill the gap. I don't know if there was any specific company news, but it was just a bit weak. It's a shame. It's my heaviest holding, but nothing special. Just it's kind of a bit of a sideways -3% day, if you know what I mean. It's not technically significant. It's just sideways, but down. The royalties, Wheaton, okay, they underperformed recently, so that's why they haven't been hovering near their highs like the other seniors. Wheaton, Franco-Nevada, similar sort of stuff. Franco-Nevada still a bit lower. That's quite weak. If we have a big drop or just a small drop, it's going to retest its lows straight away, which is cool because these guys I don't mind. The ones I'm going to be adding to if we do drop are the royalties, Franco, Wheaton, and the other seniors, right? But they're still a bit too high to add straight away. If they start to flush levels, then it'll be those guys too. But I want to add the seniors on the way down first. Defensively, they're going to go down like 2-3%, whilst the more aggressive mid tiers, the I am golds, the Equinoxes or the silvers, the hecklers, the CDEs, they'll be going down like 6% the same day that these guys are going down 2%. So I'll add to the seniors on the way down. And when it starts to stabilize, then I go into those guys, the mid tiers, the gold and silver mid tiers. And if they keep going down, then okay, let's add some juniors that must have come down like 40% by now, the ones that I didn't get to buy, or I'll add to the ones that I bought. I bought quite a few. Uh, a few trades today, by the way. I did trim near the highs, not the absolute highs. I did trim a little bit of all of them, actually. I did a little 2% trim across the board. It's just feeling a bit special. I don't think we're guaranteed to drop yet, but I'm starting to see some crazy moves swinging with the markets. The markets could come down easily. I think the market's coming all the way back up after being down a lot pre-market or just as the market opened. That was almost a gift. So I just sort of across the board started trimming a little bit. No drama, no emotional, just sort of, I'm if you're gonna trim, you're gonna trim here, right? I've already trimmed 50, but to me it's still 50, just a little bit above 50. I've got so much in these stocks, and it's I just want to smile a bit more if they do come down. So, all right, I'm talking a bit too much whilst I'm stuck on Franco Nevada. Metalla, that's okay. That's sideways, -3% sideways day. Right, yesterday was perfect, closing just below resistance, I believe. Yeah, and today was just sideways consolidation. If we go up, boom, up we go. We've got the energy for it. If we come down, we probably come down to 650. Right, I am gold. Good stuff. Bit like the seniors hovering near their highs, just sideways to the right before we break out higher. Next stop is going to be gap fill all the way up here. In fact, I'm going to remove this. It's a bit obvious. There's your gap fill, 1459. Then I don't have to zoom out. I know exactly where it is. Equinox. Next stop is 13. Yeah, filled its gap. Well, some of them have filled their gaps. Didn't close near high of day. It's okay. It's not bullish, it's not bearish. It's sideways, -2% gap fill. I guess some of them was just destined to do it today. B2 gold, also gap filled, but closed actually green. That's very strong. That's very strong. If there's any sideways or up movement in the metals, that's probably going to go to the next level tomorrow and close above 540 at least and head towards six, huge level, or at least clear level. I don't know if it's huge, just very clear. That one hasn't gone up as much as a lot of the other ones. This one, I was looking at it to trim. I trimmed across the board, off the top of my head. The six, no, I didn't trim the seniors actually. I trimmed, no, I trimmed Newmont, Agnico, not Barrick, not Pan America because it was down. It was weak across the whole day. Not Wheaton because I don't have enough of that. Not Franco Nevada because they're low. Yeah, that's why. So I trimmed like two or three seniors max, and then it was more like a tiny bit of Equinox, tiny bit of Iron Gold, tiny bit of the silver stocks, which I'll get to if I remember to talk about where I trimmed. But B2 Gold, I remember looking at it and thinking, nah, it's first of all, it's not worth more than the others. That's because it hasn't gone up as much. And I just thought this one is probably more likely because of the candle across the day, and actually by the close you can see how strong it was. Harmony didn't sell that for tax reasons because I bought it quite recently. I need to hold it at least 6 months. But that's pretty cool. I think it's going to go and head beyond 20 soon. Aris Mining, I sold without even looking at the chart. I was just trimming across the board at some point. I was like, Aris, yeah, fine. It's a bit more risky than the others, and I think it'll come down a lot. God, it's gone up so much. Jesus. SPSW doesn't count, didn't touch it. I think Palladium and Platinum will keep going anyway. Right, silver stocks. First Majestic, I did sell. I remember I sold it in the 14s. I remember thinking, ah, yeah, 14s, that's the level. Extra trim. Yeah, we came down towards the close there. That's why we're under 14. But anyway, 13.8 is the same as 14. It was like 14.6 or something. Not even at the highs. This one looks okay. I mean, think about what silver did, right? Silver was down almost 2%. So this is okay. Down 1.5. So outperforming silver. That's pretty good on a red day. That's a good thing. Fortuna sold my least favorite stock. Did okay. It was up 1%. Forgot where I sold it. Doesn't really matter. Didn't move too much. But that's by default, that's the one I want to trim the most. And in fact, if I remember to do it, I might just close half the position if we have another update tomorrow. Just take it all out on Fortuna and take the proceeds and spread it amongst some others, maybe some juniors, maybe some of the silver stocks I already own, but I need to remember to take it out on Fortuna, not the innocent good boys such as CDE and Heckler. This is good. Looks like a senior gold stock. Not even down 1%, while silver's down almost 2%. Outperformed silver despite its non-stop upness. Very good stuff. God, it's just incredible. The resilience. It just always has energy to play. Heckler up. Very nice. Filled the gap. Not up, actually. Sorry, it's down 1.5%. Still outperforms silver. close the gap. It's fair enough. That's totally understandable. EXK trimmed that one too, despite new highs, new 52-week highs, very strong close, very, very good stuff, up 2.5%. And at one point, it was up more. I think I sold it 8.88 or something. But anyway, same thing. And there's no level until up here. And I think it's going to get there. I think it wants to get there. I'm not sure if it can get there if silver's red, but today silver's down 2%. This thing's down up almost 2.5. So that's really good. And obviously these cells I'm talking about, they're very small trims, right? Combined, it's nice, but they're still very, very small. It's like 2%. I was doing the math in my head. It's basically about 2%. And it's not every stock that I sold 2%. So if I look at the gold and silver stocks, it's probably on average, the whole miners, I probably cut like 1.5% today. So it's really nothing crazy. And we are talking about all-time highs. And I'm seeing a lot of YouTube videos, not just that, Twitter feeds from respectable, good people saying, watch out, I'm selling, taking profits, trimming there. Some people are using the word trim. I thought I made that one up, but so I'm in good company here, trimming up here. And I've already done it a little bit, so I don't mind adding to that a little bit. Um, just want to protect the profits. If we have a big, big drop, and I'm talking about market drop, like 2008 style China tariff. Okay, in 2008, that's not what happened, but a big market collapse that takes down the miners, and they'll go up more when we resume, or they'll go down less and all that, but there could be a minus 20% drop in the miners for whatever reason, right? The news will justify the move. But if I just do these little sells, I'm done. Because when that drop happens, I am so sorted. Buying back in, the best. It goes back up, and by the time it goes back up to where we are now, I'm probably up like another, like a lot. And if it keeps going, it's like I don't even feel the difference. If we keep going now, the trims I've done, all of them accumulated, combined, I don't know, not that much of a difference anyway. So I guess it's being smart. I think it's being smart. That's what I would say. The juniors, I'm not going to go through them because I've got quite a lot. I think I should go through them. I added to Aftermath, right? I don't know where, but still, it looks like a good buy. I mean, it's come down. It hasn't gone up to 80 cents where it probably should be. And also, it's got some other critical metal exposure. That's what did it for me. This one I haven't added to yet. Good thing it came down. Jag that I know is going high. I've said it all the time. Retest. I don't even know if I've added to this one, but I'm not adding it to it anymore. I'm adding to others. This one is going to 11. It's just happening. It's just going to happen regardless. And today is a good example, right? Gold was up a little bit, but silver was down, and this thing's up almost 20%. Like that doesn't make sense. I don't even know if there was news. There probably wasn't. Um, I'm looking at some other ones. Jag, GSVR, some of them are copper stocks, KTN. I mean, some of them I don't even know what they are. PX up 20%, KCLI 5. Oh yeah, I added Galway, what's it called? Galway Metals up 15%, but I bought it at 15%, so I didn't even make money today. CCE 15%. All right, listen to this. FT, right? Fortune Minerals. Bought it the other day. It's up 40%, 37.5%. I don't even know what it does. I just had this list of rare earths and lithiums and all the. Honestly, I just sort of followed a couple of people on Twitter, some names that I trust, I've known for a while. Not even YouTube, just Twitter. And I checked the charts, of course, and I just thought, yeah, go for it. And it's quite nice, the little juniors list. I don't have them all here. I'll probably make separate sessions on juniors, but juniors were okay. And I think a lot of them were, was the Canadian market offline yesterday? Because I think some of them sort of moved today to make up for yesterday. Uranium crazy, the four U's, that stock, what's it called? Energy fuels, just mental moves. Um, but I'm not going to talk about that here. Right. So to summarize, gold is still strong, right? We know the RSI, the MAC, the MACD, it's just completely overbought, right? But it's still going up. good because I've seen other markets do that for ages. The S&P, Nvidia, we've had loads of them, Bitcoins. Now it's our turn, and I think the world is finally starting to watch and jump in late. So if there's a drop, that's cool, that's healthy. That'll be great opportunity to buy back, which is why I've trimmed a little bit. But silver is looking, it's frothy, it's really frothy up here. But something can stay overbought for a long time, and a squeeze. We didn't really see a silver squeeze yet. Silver was just calmly up the stairs. Two steps forward, one step back, higher highs, higher lows. Yes, it did get a bit crazy once we started to take out 40. Jesus Christ, it does look a bit crazy, doesn't it? But it's not a squeeze like over here where it's like we hit 50 and the next day we're down. Here we've done some historic stuff. We've closed above it, confirmed it several days, and it's not obviously we're gonna have a big drop. And if we do have a big drop, it's not gonna be that low. We're not going all the way back down to mid 30s. It's not, just not happening. The lowest we go is like mid 40s. I don't even see us going down to low 40s. Um, and the miners are still okay. It's just the I don't know if we have to start paying attention to other sectors. Interest rates, maybe not. Trump's Truth Social posts, yeah. The market, yeah. The dollar, no. I don't know, but just take every day as it comes. Today was a good day. I just trimmed because I wasn't sure. So let's see. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Good luck.